I think I cracked the code on why women like medium ugly and ugly guys. It's because the more attractive you are, the more interactions you have with women, right? So you become more privy to the games that they play and the tests that they have and the ways that they try to gauge male interest by their interactions and by the amount of things they can get you to do or whatever the case may be. And so now she already knows that you probably, or at least she thinks in her head, that I like him, so 10 other girls probably like him, which means he's probably had similar experiences with 20 other girls. So any games that I wanted to play or was thinking about playing, he might already know. And then secondly, outside of even playing games, if you're the type of man who already knows you don't want to play games, and then you start calling her out on bad behavior, poor judgment, or disrespect, it's another part of the game that she's like, dang, I can't play, right? So unless she's genuinely trying to be a good person and wants to be a good person and be in your life for a relationship, it's now no reason for her to stay here, because you're not going to do any of the stuff that someone else who was trying to keep her around is trying to do. Or for guys who just don't get as many women or talk to as many women, they're more apt to tolerate things or tolerate disrespect and to stay in a position of trying to get something from her or benefit from having a relationship with her. So, in other words, you'll do things that you shouldn't do or you don't actually want to do to benefit her. And she knows the difference between a guy who's willing to break his back and do things for her and a guy who's going to put his foot down and say, no, I'm not going for that. And they just assume that the more attractive you are, the more willing you are to say no, because you either can get other women or you already have had other women and have realized that they play games. They just be playing games. That's it. And since they can't get games over, they revert to saying you're sassy. And then also, if you just look at the way women interact and set boundaries and rules and stuff for themselves, and then you're someone who adapts that for yourself, they know that they do the same thing. And so they're like, oh, you're acting like me by not going for anything you don't like. You're sassy. Because they know other guys who are going to go for things even if it don't benefit them, and they like that behavior. And they figure that's what a man is because that's the type of man that they want. But at the end of the day, they just want to get what they want. So, I don't know. Let me know what you think.